Hello, everyone, and we back. Yes, we back. We back with the articles, baby. The articles are back in town.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say.
All right, so today's article, the title is "Time Appears to Be Running Out for New York Giants." Guess who? QB Daniel Jones. To make his case to continue as team's quarterback beyond this season, Jones needed to be as good or better than ever in 2024. So far, he hasn't been. Right. Because you guys know what a quarterback is. You guys know how good he is, how good he's not. Because you guys been coaching for years, right? Yeah. Of course. I mean, what else? 6 years. This is how long New York Giants fans have been arguing about Daniel Jones is and what he isn't and whose fault his faults are. Whose faults his faults are. So he has a lot of faults. Right. Right. So the question is, should we blame Daniel Jones? Or should we blame what's around him? I mean, we had incredible teams the last 6 years. Amazing. Phenomenal. Before Malik Neighbors, who did we have? You had Darius Slayton. He came in with DJ. We had Kenny Galladay. What? Darren Waller. What? Richie James. What? We had Hodgins. He's in the practice squad now. I don't know where Richie James is. Darren Waller's retired. Kenny Galladay doesn't play football anymore. Who else did we have? Golden Tate. He was nice. That was probably DJ's best year with Golden Tate. Yeah, that was nice. Golden Tate. We had the last years of Shepard. Shout out to him. Right. That's what we had. And then, of course, you had the super weapon, Saquon Barkley. How many games did he play since DJ's been in the building? That was a time where they couldn't even come together. I think the first 2 years, everybody was talking about, wow, when both of these men get on the field, the way the Giants are going to look is going to be incredible. Yeah. His top wide receiver was Richie James in 2022. You know, what some people call his best year. Wow. All right. 6 years. This is how long New York Giants fans have been arguing about what Daniel Jones is and what he isn't and whose fault his faults are. The debate has grown old, tiresome, annoying, and probably pointless. Just like your article, sir. After 6 weeks of 2024 NFL season, I think it's also mercifully entering into... oh, wow, this guy. After 6 weeks of 2024 NFL season, I think it is also mercifully entering its final phase. It's over, guys. It's over. 6 week is over. We are 2-4. It is done. It doesn't matter that we're playing the 3-2 Eagles next week, who look horrific. It doesn't matter that the Cowboys are 3-3. Just got demolished at home, got their best players on defense missing. Nah, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that Jaden Daniels, we was beating him. We should have beat them. And if it wasn't for that gut-dog kicker, you know what he would have been. But woulda, coulda, shoulda never wins anything. So I understand. I give you that. Okay, the Commanders are on top. 4-2. They gonna win the division and make a playoff run. Does that sound believable to you when you hear that? Tell me, honestly. You would think that the Cowboys haven't won nothing in years. Don't get started with the former Redskins and now Commanders, former Washington football team. Don't let me get started with those guys. Oh, yeah, but they got a new owner. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. The fact is, I'm sorry if I don't have much faith in the Commanders. I'm sorry. And we been whipping them. Should have whipped them this year, but nevertheless, they are 4-2. They lead in, the pack. So it is what it is, But anyways, final phase, my guy. After 6 weeks of the 2024 NFL season, I think it is also mercifully entering its final phase. I think the sand in the hourglass of Jones' time as the Giants franchise quarterback is beginning to run out. Of course you think that. What else would you think? What else would you think? You couldn't wait for the Bengals to win. You couldn't wait to get a Daniel Jones. Everybody couldn't wait to get a Daniel Jones. Because even if Daniel Jones had more yards passing, more yards rushing than Burrow, and we had more time possession, we had everything better than them. Turnovers 1-1. They fumbled twice, but we only recovered one time. And we threw an interception. Everything was evened out. The only thing nobody mentions is the fact that Burrow had Jamar Chase, had T. Higgins, had all of his weapons. Who did we have? We didn't have Neighbors. We didn't have Singletary. Come on. The Giants' appearance on Hard Knocks last offseason made it clear that the front office was ready to put Jones-less future in place. Wow, Jones-less. My guy, yo, he's good with words right here. Drake May. The guy who may be the best to ever play is Drake May. The best QB that may ever freaking play is Drake May. I don't know what. I know the Jaden Daniels part, and he's looking good. I give it to him as a rookie. He's looking really good, But that's who Dable said he would trade for when he was asked, right? Because that's what Shane asked him.
Daniels, have you guys seen enough that you would trade up for him?
Daniels?
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
He never said Drake May. You know what Drake May came, or where Drake May came from? It came from knowing that the Commanders wasn't moving, and the number 1 pick, Williams, was going to Chicago no matter what. So yes, they were trying to move up, but what do you think they were moving up for? Do you think for Drake May? I don't think so. I think they wanted either Harrison, they wanted Neighbors, or they wanted that offensive lineman that I believe the Chargers got. They didn't want no. Who wanted Drake May? Remember when Rich from the Rich Eisen? What's his? I forget his name. But Rich, Rich. Heisenhouse. Rich Heisen. Is it Rich Heisen? I think it's Rich Heisen. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who runs the 40-yard to donate and stuff. He loves McCarthy.
6-4. And that makes sense. And then the Giants would get J.J. McCarthy. And I will just say this. If this happens, I would love it. Good Lord, would I love it. And it would be great for J.J. McCarthy to go to New York City and have that entire world cracked open for him. A world in which Phil Simms can win a championship there and be a face on television for 3 decades after. Where Justin Tuck can play alongside Michael Strahan, win a championship, and sell a bunch of Subway sandwiches in a place that he normally wouldn't. And Michael Strahan can win a championship and become the modern-day Dick Clark. This kid on that stage, the city would love him. And he would love it back. He would love it back, and he would love it back with an ability that I think Giants fans would love. And on top of it, he doesn't have to start right away. Kid's just 21 years old. Just 21 years old. And Daniel Jones is going to be there this year, folks. He's going to be there this year. They are not cutting him. They are not trading him. He is uncuttable at present, and he's untradeable at present, coming off of a knee injury. He won't even be ready till the middle of the season. And maybe, just maybe, some team is injury stricken and would take Daniel Jones in the middle of the season. We'll take him off your hands in the middle of a trade deadline. We'll do it. And even if they do that, it wouldn't be to have J.J. McCarthy play. It would be to have Drew Lock sitting there. They've got him.
Right, that's true.
I believe Drew Lock is going to be the week 1 starter of the New York Giants, whoever the hell they trade up to go get.
You have mentioned that.
I believe that's the case. So they can sit there and say, JJ, you get in that quarterback room and you see from Drew Lock and you see from Daniel Jones how to be a professional quarterback, and you can learn all that stuff. You can get up to speed, and we can totally redshirt you. And they can get away with it. Unless Drew Lock gets hurt like Tyrod Taylor, and then all of a sudden you have to throw J.J. McCarthy in there right in the middle of the first month of the season before Daniel Jones gets ready. Is it entirely possible that J.J. McCarthy could come out like a house of fire and is ready to play in the National Football League? I don't put anything past this kid, and I am biased when it comes to him.
He was talking about McCarthy. He was talking about how the Giants should move up to get McCarthy. The Giants had the chance to get McCarthy at number 6, and guess what they did? Drake May, another fantasy story. But let's continue anyways. Drake May would have been a Giant today if the New England Patriots had not asked for the sun and the moon and the stars for the number 3 overall pick and not getting it. Decided to stay put and select May for themselves. And look at them. Look how great they're doing. My goodness. They put May right in there. First game. Looking incredible. Looks like he's going to change that franchise completely. Yes, GM Joe Shane said during the offseason that this is the year for Daniel. That did not mean anything other than in 2024. Because the Giants could not put a successor in place. They could not get McCarthy. They could not get Drake May. They could not get Kirk Cousins. They could not get anybody. What about Hurts though? How's he looking? He got some weapons, right? He got Barkley. Who's the face of the Eagles franchise right now? Is it Jalen Hurts or is it Barkley? Because Barkley loves to take the shine. When they win, it's Barkley's fault. When they lose, it's probably Hurts' fault. Well, Jalen.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. All right.
You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn what my boy DJ has been through all these years. But it's okay. It's okay. Let the season play on. We'll see. We'll see. Jones will get one final chance to show the organization that he deserves to be the quarterback beyond the season when the guaranteed money in his 4-year, $160 million contract runs out. Oh, Jalen Hurts got a bigger contract than that. But he looks great. He looks great. He looks great. Tua, amazing. Haven't seen him around, but when he is around once in a while, he looks great. Trevor Lawrence, I mean, come on. Don't get me started with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, the Jaguars are going places. I'm 1-5 for certain. By the way, I just mentioned all the quarterbacks. They got paid more than Daniel Jones. They got more guaranteed than Daniel Jones. But they are their franchise quarterback for their team. Of course, Daniel Jones has never been that. Never. Before the season began, I was often asked what it would take for Jones to convince the Giants that he should be their guy beyond this season. But who are you that they're asking you? We got to find out who this guy is, because he's talking like he's this like GM assistant or something. Like, who is this guy? Like, we've been asking you what we should do with Daniel Jones. We're not going to ask Shane? We're not going to ask Shane at all, right? We're just going to ask you. Joe doesn't know. Only you know. Okay, my guy. Before the season began, I was often asked what it would take for Jones to convince the Giants that he should be their guy beyond this season. That they should forego the quarterback market and just keep trying to add pieces around him. My answer was that Jones needed to be at least as good as he was in 2022 when he helped the Giants win a playoff game and had the lowest interception percentage in the NFL during the best season of his career. In fact, he probably needed to be better than in 2022 version of Jones. Of course he needed to be better. He needed to win the Super Bowl. He needs to win the Super Bowl this year. If he doesn't win the goddamn Super Bowl, we are going to fire this man. And we're going to burn him in those same jerseys that our fans were burning outside of MetLife in a parking lot. We're going to burn that man in the same jersey. In fact, he probably needed to be better than the 2022 version of Jones. The Giants, in my view, did not sign Jones to that contract because the 2022 Jones was enough. They signed him to that deal because good quarterbacks are not easy to find. And 2022 Jones made the Giants think they might still be an untapped upside if they continue to work with him. Man, my guy, he knows it all, y'all. Oh my goodness, this guy is better than our fan base. So smart. Brilliant. Clearly, Jones is not meeting as good as 2022 bar. Forget the better than he's ever been dream. Forget it, right? The man just came from my ACL surgery. Forget all the dreams. This is it. He strung out 4 nice games. Even this last game, honestly, he did more than Burrow did. He just didn't win the game. But anyways, we're going to move on. We're going to see what's up. And he was missing his key players. And even if he wasn't missing his key players, he still doesn't have the weapons that Burrow got. But let's continue. I dislike the quarterback won and lost record. I agree with you. You can't really tell because, look at the teams that Daniel Jones has been on. We talked about this earlier. I dislike the quarterback won and lost record measuring stick. Football is a team sport, and so much more than quarterback play goes into the outcome of games that I don't think it's always fair to attach a win or loss to every quarterback start. Okay. That said, quarterback is the most important position in sports. Quarterbacks touch the ball more often and make more decisions than any other player. It's a fact. There are games that boil down to their most basic elements, come down to which team gets better quarterback play. Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals was one of those. Cincinnati has Joe Burrow, one of the game's best quarterbacks. In a game where the Giants defense limited the high-scoring Bengals offense, Burrow made 3 winning plays. Yes, he did. Sure did. There was his 47-yard touchdown scramble on a 3rd and 18. Lucky. After the Giants knotted the game at 7-7. In the 3rd quarter, a scrambling, desperate Burrow dropped a dime to Jamar Chase while running to his left for a 33-yard gain that led to a field goal to quickly put Cincinnati on top. So with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you got yourself 3 points. What a winning quarterback. So good. So freaking good. In the final moments of the 4th quarter, the Bengals faced a 3rd and 12 with 2:12 left to play. The Giants needed to stop, try for some late game magic. Burrow again scrambling desperately to his left while Burns was being held. Hit a toe-tapping Eric All for 29-yard gain and back-breaking 1st down. 2 plays later, Chase Brown ran 30 yards. Game-clinching touchdown. Jones, on the other hand, oh my goodness, a disheartening, costly red zone interception. Of course, what else would you do? A disheartening, costly red zone interception on a 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 14-yard line. Not to mention that he went all the way downfield. Yes, it was a mistake. But sometimes people are humans. I've seen worse mistakes than that. To be honest with you, he was trying to throw the ball away. The guy came to him way faster than he probably expected. Who knows? It was terrible. Jones was hit as he threw the Bengals defensive tackle B.J. Hill, our guy back in the day, resulting in an easy interception for Jermaine Pratt. Jones threw late and try to mail it out the back of the end zone. Both mistakes he shouldn't have made in his 6th season. When Jones makes a mistake, let me just tell you, Trevor Lawrence, he gets paid more than Jones, right? They got a bigger contract, more of a guaranteed money and all of that, right? Trevor Lawrence, right? He goes into the playoffs before he got that contract, and he throws 4 interceptions. Now you look at, needless to say, second half he won that game, but he threw 3 or 4 interceptions in the first half. Jones went in there, no interceptions, just killed the game against the Vikings and won that game from the start to finish with a lesser team. Crazy. Jones went for 0 for 4 on throws of 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, including a couple of plays where receivers clearly had separation. Oh. How come you don't mention the names of those guys? I mean, a bona fide playmaker like Jamar Chase, you put him in there. The other guy who tippy toes, whatever his name was, you mention him. But you don't mention our receivers. You must not know who they are, right, sir? Oh, man. I don't know. We'll find out at the end of this. The Giants converted on 3 of the 5 fourth down chances. The 2 times they threw in an effort to convert, Jones misfired. He just absolutely misfired. Burrow made the big plays that helped his team win. Jones. So he didn't mention the kicker missed 2 field goals too, right? He didn't mention the 2 field goals. I know you guys noticed that, right? He did not mention that at all. You know, that would have changed the game. But anyways, Burrow made the big plays that helped his team win. Jones made costly play that contributed heavily to the loss and misses opportunities to erase that mistake. Yeah. No, for sure. That interception, that changed the game completely. Yeah. Because it was 7-0. And that was in the first quarter, I believe, right? Yeah, he went down the field in the first quarter, all the way down through the interception, ruined the game. And it was 7-0 for a long, long time going into the second half. But yeah, you know best. You know what it is. In 2022, Jones wasn't statistically prolific. He never really has been. I mean, he's been having the greatest wide receivers of all times. I mentioned them earlier. I mean, listen, man. Kenny Galladay, beast. The ball, like right in the basket, just know he dropping it. Just know he dropping it. He gonna drop it every time. Drop it like it's hot, baby. Drop it like it's hot. In 2022, Jones wasn't statistically prolific. He never really has been. We can rehash the debate over all of the non-Jones reasons for that, but that is not the point. The point is that Jones is not often the difference maker in the Giants' victories. Daniel Jones is the only reason we have ever won any of these games since he's been here. When he left, when we had Joe Judge, it was some of the most embarrassing Giants moments of all times. Because you finally got to see another quarterback with what he was dealing with. And it was absolutely horrific. Mike Glennon, the giraffe neck. Who was the other guy? Jake Fromm? Like, you guys don't remember that? How embarrassing that was? Second, third down, QB sneak at the 3-4 yard line to make some room for the punt? Please don't. Please don't. Please don't get me started with this. Yeah, I know. Well, what about Tommy DeVito? What about Tyrod Taylor? Yeah, when they came in with the same weapons and same line. No, it wasn't the same line. Okay? Absolutely not the same line. Okay? Andrew Thomas went out after that 40 burger that man, I hate talking about that. But when we lost to Dallas in the opening game on the first drive, because he went down the field like it was nothing, and they couldn't finish, so they went to kick a field goal. They blocked the field goal, ran that back, and Andrew Thomas was out for the remainder of Jones' play during that season, which was last year. Okay, Andrew Thomas, our only offensive lineman. Not to mention the next week, not only is he our best offensive lineman, but we had other offensive linemen. We had people from the couch, from the practice squad. I mean, we was taking them off the street. You could have joined. I could have joined. We could have joined to protect this man. The worst of all times. I think it was the second worst of all times in the history of the National Football League. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. But that is not the point. The point is that Jones is not often the difference maker in Giants victories. He led 4 fourth quarter comebacks and 5 game winning drives in 2022. He played brilliantly in the playoff victory over Minnesota Vikings. He has not, though, been that player often enough in his career. Yeah, you would know, right? Yeah. Jones' audition for the role of franchise quarterback has gone on this long largely because of the circumstances around them. 3 head coaches, 2 general managers, ownership recognizing that the organization had neither the proper coaching nor the requisite amount of talent around Jones for him to fairly show what he was or is capable of. Yeah. In 2024, Jones has the best circumstances of his career. He has an offensive line that has given him adequate protection. He has Malik Neighbors. Neighbors has missed the last 2 games. There are other good receivers joining Neighbors. Yeah, but you just said that pieces around him wasn't that good. Now you're saying that, well, beside Neighbors, we got other good ones. Make that make sense. Jones doesn't have Saquon Barkley, but there is a good veteran back in Devin Singletary and an exciting rookie in Tyrone Tracy. Jones has Dable calling the plays. Yeah, well, Devin Singletary hasn't been there for 2 games neither. But I know you watch every Giants game. You know Jones better than I do, better than we do, better than Shane, better than Dable. I'm sure you know that Singletary wasn't there. Yet Jones still has only 6 touchdown passes in 6 games. A pace that would have him throw fewer than 20 touchdown passes for the 5th straight season. The Giants are 29th in the league in points scored this year, averages 16 per game. They just scored 7 points against a team ranked 31st in the league in defense, one that had not held an opposing offense under 10 points in 75 games. Whew. If Jones were a rookie, you would say he had shown you enough this season to make you excited about the future. He is, though, a 6-year player with 65 career starts. What I was seeing just isn't enough to justify a $41.6 million cap hit in 205 and a $58.6 million cap hit in 2026 to carry him as a starting quarterback. Well, let me ask you, would you have rather Trevor Lawrence, Tua, which, I hope he gets healthy soon, but he hasn't been around, or would you like Jalen Hurts with all the weapons in the world and just throwing interceptions left and right? Who would you rather have? Jones, Trevor, Tua, or Jalen Hurts? Let me know. If Jones were a rookie, you would say he had shown you enough this season to make you excited about the future. He is, though, a 6-year player with 65 career starts and no injuries. It's not like he came back from my ACL. No. 6 years, no issues, great line, great receivers, great weapons. Name them. I don't agree with the argument that the Giants should not have given Jones his contract after the 2022 season. What real choice did they have? Jones, a quarterback beloved by ownership, and had just played the best football of his career and led the Giants to their first playoff victory in more than a decade. He's not beloved by the owners. Stop it. Okay? Because if they were thinking of replacing him with a Drake May, And Mara had no issues with that. But he almost damn near cried and broke down and had a heart attack when Saquon Barkley was leaving. Come on, stop it. Couldn't get no sleep. You don't remember that? Goodness gracious. Quarterback beloved by his ownership had just played the best football of his career and led the Giants to their first playoff victory in more than a decade. There was no clear path to an obvious replacement. Shane gave Jones a contract with the fewest numbers of years of guaranteed money he could, hedging that something like what was transpired since would happen. The GM gave himself a quickest out. Here we are. Yup. Only you guys say that. He got a 4-year contract, but we were planning to get rid of him in 2 years. Yeah. Because that's how contracts work for certain. I've argued that Jones played from weeks 2 to 5 this season because I believe he did. Giants won 2 games and lost 2 games over that stretch. I would argue that Jones contributed to the victories, but did not win the Giants those games. I would also argue that he was not the reason they lost those 2 games during the stretch, but that a play or two from the quarterback might have changed the outcome. Oh yeah, for sure. That drop pass against the Commanders, for certain. All those drop passes versus Dallas, 100,000%. Yeah. Because, see, for DJ to succeed, he's going to have to throw the ball, run down the field, and catch it himself. That's the only way. Yeah. So, and he didn't do that, unfortunately. Against the Dallas Cowboys, a game in which the Giants kicked 5 field goals and lost 2015, Jones was 1 of 6 on passes of 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So he can't throw it, guys. He can't throw it beyond 10 yards, for certain. This is the problem the Giants face with Jones. He's not terrible. Someone Jones removed from the lineup immediately to avoid his injury guaranteed kicking in. They may happen before the season is over, but not yet. Jones is, for now, the best quarterback they have. I look at their career and statistics tell you Jones has clearly been better than Drew Lock. As long as Jones is healthy and the Giants believe the season is not lost, he will be the quarterback. Jones is just not a quarterback who will lift this team, at least not often enough. You can't look at Jones and believe that when things are not going well, he will make a play to get the Giants back on track or put them in position to win. You can never expect that from DJ. Never. Jones, as head coach Brian Daboll said this week, does everything he can to be as good as he can be. That's why you will never hear the coaching staff or the players say bad things about Jones. He probably works as hard as anyone in the Giants building. He never embarrasses the franchise with any of his actions. Yo, remember you guys were trying to trade for Deshaun Watson? That came back full circle. That was my first article. That came back full circle. He puts his body on the line and never shied away from taking hits. Never, TJ, even when he probably should. It just doesn't seem like enough. He has to break a leg or a neck, guys, because it's just not enough. It feels like the Giants are stuck in this endless loop of mediocrity that isn't going to change until they have a quarterback who can lift them out of it. Drake may. He may play like the best quarterback in the NFL. Hey, Drake May. The 2024 season was always likely to be a transitional year for the Giants. It is the final year of guaranteed money in Jones' contract. Jones was and still is likely to have to be something we really haven't seen during his career in order for the Giants to go forward with him. You would know, sir, because you watched all the games for certain. It sounds like it. You can't even name one wide receiver right now, let alone before. I said on the Valentine's Views podcast. Oh, Valentine's Views. We might have to check that out the other day that it feels like the Giants are killing time with Jones at quarterback right now. Yeah, just killing time. They're doing the best they can. There's no guarantee that whoever comes after Jones will do better. Let's rewind that. They're doing the best they can. There is no guarantee that whoever comes after Jones will do better. Increasingly, though, it feels like the Giants will just be running in place until they try. I need to know who wrote this. Maybe it's Ed Valentine? Yes. Oh, yep. Valentine's Views. Yeah. Ed Valentine. My guy. My guy. He does not believe in Daniel Jones. He does not believe that he's going to do any good. And I'm sure, I say about 85% of the people watching, especially after the Bengals loss, also believe the same way. And you know what? To be honest with you, I respect your opinions. But it is what it is. We are moving on to the Eagles. And I'm getting mentally prepared because we have to go in a hostile environment on MetLife Stadium, which is probably the worst place for the Giants to play at. Let's hope we get Neighbors back. Let's hope Singletary comes back, which I don't think he will. Let's hope Andrew Thomas is not too hurt, which, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do that one. Like, do we finally put our boy in? Our 7th round pick? Do we put him on the right side? And then maybe move Illuminor to the left? That's a possibility. But it'd be kind of messing Illuminor up a little bit. But he's a tough cookie, so I think he can handle that. Or we just put Izzuto on the left tackle, which he's been... I guess from what I've heard is that he was training for guard, so when he got put on left tackle last time, it wasn't his best outing because he was practicing to be a guard. But I guess this year, this entire OTAs and everything, he's been working on left tackle. So maybe he'll do better. I don't mind him. I can't even say his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Izzuto, I think. Yeah. I like him, though. I think it might work. I mean, it's not Andrew Thomas. But then again, are the Eagles really that great, though? I don't know. They look like they're struggling. But I never underestimate anybody, especially since Smith is back and A.J. Brown is back. And you got the one and only Saquon Barkley coming into the building. And I know they was their first game back for A.J. Brown and Smith, so, you know, maybe they get their footing in. But we need Neighbors for this one, for certain. We need Neighbors. Tracy, Singletary would help as well. And I think Aziz, Burns, I think that defense is going to destroy them. I can't wait for our defense to meet their offense or their offense to come meet our defense. I don't like what we playing. I wish we was playing in Philly or anywhere else besides MetLife because I feel like, man, our fans are just brutal, you know, but it is what it is. We have to handle these Eagles for certain. So go Big Blue. Go Giants. And DJ, prove them wrong, baby. Take it home. Take it home. Man, y'all, how great would it be if Daniel Jones actually wins it all? My God. It will be an epic, giant-like story. When everybody doubts you, just like they did with Eli Manning and Coach Coughlin. Everybody doubts them until they get the ring. They doubt him even all the way to the Super Bowl. Then they doubt him within the Super Bowl all the way to the final whistle. God. You know, a man got a dream. You know, sometimes you just dream. It might be pipe dreams. Who knows? We'll find out. But until then, go Big Blue. Go Giants. Handle business. Let's go.
Says that you haven't...
I want to see your face when you ask me this question and the way you're going to ask it. I know you're going to ask it in a way that's just more of a division and more of a negative way than what it was. All right, so come here. I want to see your face. Please, part so I can see your face. If you are a responsible journalist and look me in the eye, ask me this question, please. The way that you want to ask it, come here. Look a man in the eye before you try to kill him or make up something. Look him in the eye.